Hello and welcome to another Stephen Mendes video. Although this channel is primarily about music, this is now the third episode in our Perfect Health Diet series. We're concerned about your health and wellness, and so we are prepared to diversify and deal with many other educational topics on this channel. In episode 1, we talked about fats. We encouraged you to eat more butter, cheese, and eggs. In video 2, we told you to throw out the mazola corn oil, and we pointed out the dangers of polyunsaturated fats, or PUFAs. In this video today, we are talking about sugar. Sugar, or more specifically fructose, is a poison to the human body. And what many people don't realize about sugar is that you don't have to eat it. The body manufactures it from other things that you eat. For example, carbohydrates, after the digestive system is finished with it, will end up as sugars. And more appropriately, although your body runs on glucose, you don't need as much as you might think. And furthermore, the diets that people are eating in 2020 are excessive amounts of added sugar. So you're going to have a lot of throwing out to do after today's video. You're going to go into your pantry and you're going to throw out half of the stuff of the processed foods that you've bought when you actually look at the ingredients, and you are shocked to find out how much added sugar has been inserted into your unsuspecting purchase. Now, let us concentrate for a moment on what happens with the fructose poison when you consume it. First of all, the liver has to deal with it. And if you only have a small amount of fructose, as you might consume by eating your normal amount of fruits and nuts, which are beneficial to you, this fructose is used to replenish your liver glycogen supply. Inside of your liver, you have a supply of glycogen. You need this reservoir in order to function properly. And so what happens is, if the reservoir dips, the liver will quickly convert the fructose to replenish the reservoir. But your body is trying to establish balance, which is something that humans have a hard time dealing with. And as a result of the fact, quickly and easily, your glycogen reservoir is replenished, and the liver is left to cope with all of that fructose, which has way more accumulation than the poor liver can handle. So what does the liver try to do? The liver tries to convert that fructose to fat and store it as adipose tissues in your body. And so if you consume way too much sugar, you will probably notice some sort of fat being put on to your shape. Now, what happens is that because the fructose reacts with your polyunsaturated fatty acids to create toxins in your body, you are in serious trouble if you consume the fructose in large quantities. Now, it's virtually impossible to use any sugary substance. Any type of sugar that you might find is always a combination of various sugars. And the fructose content, of course, varies in every sugar source. However, what happens is that the natural sugars that occur in things like apples and nuts and berries is usually not above the body's ability to cope with, because the quantity levels versus the amount of the fruits that you eat, even if you're a fruit addict and you love to pile a whole plate of fruit, is hardly likely to destroy your life. Particularly if you are an energetic and an athletic person who takes a significant amount of cardiovascular exercise. Do you do that? Anyway, whether you do that or not, we want to make you aware of the fact of several issues. Sugar is used by big companies because of the addictive capacity that it has on people. So when they use sugar in all of their products to sweeten it, it creates a craving for you. And you jump onto the sugar craving bandwagon, where as they add more and more, you eat more and more, and you don't even realize that it's way too sweet, because you have gotten used to all of that sugary taste. And it releases those dopamines inside of your brain that tell you that you need another helping of ice cream or whatever it is. Now, you would think that the various artificial sugar replacements that are touted in the various diet products, such as zero drink, the zero drink, where they will tell you there are no calories in this drink, and you're thinking that because it has some sugar replacement, you are totally safe, are actually very detrimental to your health. Now, you can readily see this, because these manufactured replacements for sugar, although they have a lower calorie value, and so that they're not contributing calories to actually put on weight, many other effects are occurring. For instance, there is a greater potential for acid formation. Acids in the body, acid formation is even greater with artificial sweeteners than it is with the natural sugars. So we know already that an acidic situation in your body is something that you should avoid. Once you've even done, say, 101 in health, you definitely do not want too much of an acidic body. And furthermore, in addition to this acid production, we have this problem where the excess fructose combines with the PUFAs to create additional toxins over and above what toxins you're already trying to avoid. So your body becomes toxic, and you put on weight, and your heart is weakened, some type of cancers are encouraged, and you could end up with insulin resistance or type 2 diabetes from your excessive sugar consumption. Now, the other thing about it is that it robs your body of other nutritional needs. And you may be seriously overweight, and people do not normally associate an overweight person with malnutrition. They say, oh gosh, they've stored up so much body mass and everything that they couldn't possibly be malnourished. But actually, malnutrition is very prevalent among obese people. That's another thing. In the next video, and I have to give you a plug here, in the next video we are going to consider grains, cereal grains. And we're going to talk about the wheat belly. Many people have a wheat belly, and a wheat belly is bad news for you. So if you have a belly, let's hope it's not a wheat belly. But today, as I said, we are very pointedly trying to get you to realize that all of these artificial sweeteners and other sugar substitutes that are added to your various products are 200 or 300% over and above the normal sweetness that comes from eating simple whole foods. Now, the body cannot function without a certain amount of sugar, for sure. But as I said to you, and I repeat it again, you don't need to eat sugar to get this, because the natural foods that you should be eating anyway contain more than enough sugar to supply all your body's needs. And as we started by telling you in the video 1, it's better to be eating more fats than more carbohydrates. And we're going to return to that to show you why you've got to alter your fat and your carbohydrate balance to make sure that you have a well-nourished body that's capable to deal with pathogens, toxins, and other nasty little things that will ruin your health and wellness. Now, I'm going to leave you with a little recommendation. Go and open your pantry and look at all the boxes, tins, and containers that contain the food that's not in your refrigerator, and you can go there too, because you may be using the wrong kind of orange juice. You may be horrified to see the sugar content in that little casket of orange juice that you thought was so delicious and so natural. So you're going to be looking on your label for sugars. Usually they don't break them down into the component type of sugars, so you're only going to see one sugar reading, and you're going to see it in a percentage of the daily needs, or you're going to see it in grams or some other thing. But the secret here is to look at the portion size. Manufacturers cheat by using a small portion size, and what happens is that the people look and they say, oh, this only has in 4 grams of sugar. But what they don't realize is that the average amount that they eat is probably 8 times what the portion size really is. So please check the portion size and compute it with what you actually eat. Now, I expect you by the next video to tell me that you have tossed out a lot of those products and you're now shopping in the safer aisle of the supermarkets. You're now shopping in those aisles that will only produce the food and the real energy so that you can wake up and not have that sluggish behavior anymore as you tackle your health issues. Remember, we are concerned about your health. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.